Hey everybody, Doug's open mic here again. So tonight we're going to do something a little different. Normally I have singer, songwriter, guitar guys, but tonight I actually have a saxophone guy, kind of a sideman instrumentalist. He plays around time, Ryan Piccolo. So Ben, bring Mr. Ryan on if you would. There he is.
Hey, Doug. Thanks for having me.
Hey, good to have you. So Mr. Ryan's a saxophone player, local. He does a lot of being a saxophone guy. Mostly you do sideman job, right? Although you do your little two-person. What do we? I don't even know what to call that.
Shoot, I know. I do the solo and duo stuff. It's just the backing tracks.
Yeah, that's
So,
it. Yeah, which in general, I'm not a huge fan of backing tracks, except in this case, you got to have it. You know what I mean? What are you
you
gonna?
know, I hated it for years.
Yeah.
I got asked to do it for years, and I was like, it's kind of corny, and But I did it. I put it together, and it's gotten me work. It gets me more work. I've
Yeah,
got
well,
wedding ceremonies from doing that. It's actually turned out pretty positive.
it's kind of a financial thing, which was one thing I was going to kind of bring up anyways, is that back in the day, back in when I was younger, I mean, bands were bigger. Bands were bigger, and they had horn sections, and bands were 5 piece, maybe even 8 piece.
Yeah.
But and, but musicians have not been getting any type of pay raises for inflation. So as
Yeah.
time went on, it became more and more financially infeasible to have a big band. That's why all of a sudden the band started getting smaller. I mean, all of a sudden, if you went to a bar and you wanted to have 5 or 6 guys, and you thought, and you were splitting the money 6 ways, and
Yeah.
it gets a little tough.
And it goes even further. Like, how many big bands, like the swing bands, do you see out there anymore? Like, they used to be, you'd have
Yep.
Traveling X, Buddy Rich, Bobby Minster. They have all these just 17 musicians,
Yep.
and it's just that's gone. I think the only one I can really think of right now is Gordon Goodwin in his big fat band. But it's kind of you got to be flexible. You got
No,
to.
it tastes change. Although there's another large band that you're forgetting, one of my favorites, Lyle Lovett.
Right. Wow.
He's got a big band. Although, does he have a horn section? I don't know if he has a horn section. You back up, say it's a big band, that's for sure.
Yeah. And who we got?
So, do you play in any of the swing bands at all? Off and on?
I used to. I used to play with a Sinatra act.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah.
Yep. So that wasn't a full big band. It was, I think we only had like 3 or 4 saxes, a couple trombones, and a few trumpets. So it wasn't like the official, big, 20-piece band.
Yeah. I mean, the only horn section I can kind of think of off the top of my head around here was Roomful of Blues, but that's the only one I can come up with.
Yeah. I still play in a couple, not the big bands like the swing bands, but I still play in a couple big bands where there's 7+ people.
Yeah, that'd be fun stuff. Fun stuff. I remember one time when I was first starting out. I was lucky enough. Imagine this. I was playing at Perks and Corks, just by luck, I ended up with this great band backing me up. I mean, I literally had like Craig Edwards on fiddle. I had Thor Jensen on guitar.
Yeah.
And I sounded pissed. I was like, just because it was just like I just had such great guys behind me. It was so fun. And it was so fun being kind of like the ringleader, so to speak. It's like all of a sudden you'd be playing, and all of a sudden you just kind of look over to like Thor and say, "All right, take a break." It's like, off he goes.
Yep. It's
So
good. The longer you do this music stuff, the more you get to know the better musicians. You get to play with them more. So it's
yeah, absolutely.
the world gets smaller as far as what the good people that you get to play with.
And 90% of them are just great people. Are there a few dickheads? Yes. But in general, they're great. And most of them remember that we all started out not so good. And I've and so one of the things I've done, especially with my old audio podcast, is I often talked about going from the couch to the stage. How do you move from playing from the couch to the stage? And one of them is, even if you just go out and hang around with musicians, just go out there and especially once you just get to a certain level, which doesn't have to be that great, and you start learning them, you'll be surprised what kind of comes your way.
It's kind of cool. I teach music too, so I get to see. Not teaching, I go to the blues jams too. Even not even the students. The inexperienced musicians get really nervous, freeze up, and get very. You don't play as well when you're nervous.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So it's a mental game, and it takes a while to get over. So you really just have to keep doing it. Make yourself get over that stage fright.
The only way you can get over it, in my humble opinion, is just by doing it, which is one of my things that perks and corks, like open mics, are absolutely the best thing to do. You go to open mic. You know what? You're only gonna have to play like 3 songs. You're gonna have a guy that's gonna be taking care of all the equipment stuff for you. You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
The people are gonna be very. They know it's an open mic. They're not expecting super stuff. And then you'd be amazed. You do it 3 or 4 times, and all of a sudden you go, you know what? I can do this.
Yeah. And especially if you go to like the same blues jam or open mic, it's usually the same people coming every time. So you get to build a repertoire, repertoire of songs, and a rapport with the musicians. So it's now you're not playing with strangers; you're playing with friends.
Yep. And at some point, all of a sudden you'll get thinking, and you'll go to the open mic, and somebody goes like, you know what? I got a gig next Thursday. I need some help. Would you mind playing? And that's how it all starts. Yep. That's how it all starts.
Yep. That's a great thing. Keep the open mics going.
Keep the open mics going. Yep. So we'll see. So give us a song.
Song?
Yes. That's what we're all about here.
All right. Give me 1 second. Hey.
Alrighty then. Good stuff. So what's that little amp you got back there? Looks pretty cute.
I'm borrowing it. It's a Fishman, and it comes with. I think it's mainly meant for like a solo acoustic guitar player singer. So it has the guitar plug-in input, and then you can put has a mic input. And then
I think that's the same thing that I bought earlier last year, except the one I bought, it's got a battery in it.
Well,
Pretty
handy.
It's been very handy on occasion. And the other thing is, it's like 35 pounds when my other amplifier was like 50. Which doesn't you wouldn't think it makes that much difference. It makes a difference.
I'm only borrowing this one, but I might be getting one. It's super light. I usually use like a Bose Tower, and the sub is just. I mean, it sounds really awesome, but it's
I think, and you know what? So you might want to think it's not that much more for the battery one, and you can plug into AC, and all of us, especially like, for example, at the Andrea, if they didn't have, if you wanted to get further out in the patio, you didn't want to have to do with a plug or something like that.
Well, I'm glad you brought up the battery thing because I played last September the Surfdown Half Marathon down in Squamicut.
Yep.
They have the half marathon, so they hire musicians to play out on the roof.
Yep.
So I was out there. I showed up and couldn't get to the power like I had the previous year. I didn't want to not do the gig, so I opened up my car doors, blasted the radio, and just played along to that. I was like, this is the best we're getting today.
It's the best. So, so Craig and I went doing something down in Mystic. I mean, we just set up set up by the flagpole, and I actually found a little battery powered mixer, so I could literally do like 3 or 4 people all battery.
Does it last a while? Can you get
like 3 or 4 hours? 3 or 4 hours. Yeah,
all right, that's enough. Yep.
And the distributor around here is Alpha Audio. Are you familiar with them?
Yeah. Yep. Very good.
Over in Mystic, Yep. So they're the distributor. In fact, a little bit of bragging here. When I was looking at it, I called them up and stuff like that, and they were kind of thinking. So they called up Fishman and said, we got somebody that's kind of looking for this, amplifier or whatever thing. And Fishman was like super good. I go, you want to be a dealer? It's like, well, what do we have to do for minimum quantities and stuff like that? I said, no, just tell us what you want. And they've been selling them like hotcakes. They say.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, they're really good. If you ever want to take well, it looks like it's the exact same thing you have. So I think the only difference would be the battery.
Well, income is a little tight right now because there's no.
Oh no, understood.
Maybe once the
understood
opens up, I'll be calling Alpha.
yeah. Who knows if they're even open to tell you the truth.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. I'm sure you could do something.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what else is good? Andrea is good, right?
Andrea,
did we talk about that? I can't remember. I know we talked about it before the show started. So I can't remember if we talked about it here.
Andrea, kind of just doing that. I played down there last weekend as a duo, and that was when you could only do takeout. So we set up inside, and everything was tented off. We did a live stream, but people were like, we put a speaker outside so people could hear it. They were kind of dancing along in line on the beach too. This past week, Memorial Day weekend, we got to set up. I played down there twice. On Sunday, I played with Greg Sherrod. We did a trio.
Yep.
And we set up inside. if you know the Andrea inside
Yep.
the tent area, there's
Yep.
an outside bar. That's closed off. So we set up inside there just to, keep the distance. And then same thing set up there on Monday. I played there with Nina J.
Yep. I was half thinking about going down there this weekend, but last minute I wimped out. But
I know.
I'm kind of scheduled for Thursday. I'm thinking head down. You know what? I was just thinking about like how were the crowds with the.
They were at times at max capacity, but it's just limited capacity.
Yep.
So you grab a reservation or just plan on, grab and taking out in a.
Yeah, that's the other reason I didn't go. It's like you know what? It was a beautiful day, Memorial Day weekend. The beach is just open. I was like, yeah, reservation. What's the chances? It's like it'll be iffy at best.
I know.
I'm thinking Thursday afternoon will be perfect.
Check the weather. I know I'll be playing back down there this coming weekend. We're just trying to watch the weather, see which day is going to be best. So keep an eye out.
Yeah. I'll see if I can swing by at some point.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. How about another song? We like to get 3 in, so we got to keep. We got to keep moving on that. Otherwise, I'll forget.
Let me see. Let's play.
All right.
Thank you.
Love it, love it. So, promotional stuff. You got anything you want to let people know? You're still doing lessons, right? You're
Doing lessons. I'm actually at I teach lessons at the Band Room Studio in Westerly. We're on East Ave.
with Tom Foley.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep. So up here,
we got to get him on the show too. It's like
do.
I have not been over to see that place yet. I should.
No, come check it out. Well, you get to see a little bit now. I'm in the waiting room.
Oh, okay. I was kind of looking at it. It's like, there's an actual exit sign in there. Does he have an exit sign in his house? It's like,
no. It's easier to go play from here.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I'm still giving lessons here. All online right now.
Yeah. Well, if anybody's interested, get a hold of them.
Saxophone, flute, clarinet, and I do beginner piano lessons too.
Oh, all right. I think Ben might be able to put your website down underneath.
Oh yeah, the band room website. Wasn't even thinking of that. Yep.
Yeah. So, if not the band room, or find you on Facebook, Ryan Piccolo, it just pops right out.
Yeah, if you're home bored right now, it's actually funny. I also teach the band program over at St. Michael's School in Pawcatuck.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And
yep.
I was hearing from parents that the music lessons were very looked forward to right now because it was a break in the monotony of
I can imagine.
Boredom,
Yeah.
So that's kind of nice to have some kind of positive in all this.
Yeah, no, there is some good out of it. Although I have to admit I did see like just a little Facebook post, with like all the good things, like and I didn't do it because I was like, go cause trouble. But I was like, who knew disease was such a good thing?
I'm looking at my calendar for next month.
It's like okay, there was some good thing, but in general, I'd prefer not.
I'm looking at the couple of big shows next month that I obviously canceled that I'm just super bummed about.
Oh, can you imagine? It's like, and how about these people? How about like a high school student? Your senior. Everybody remembers their senior year in high school. It's usually a pretty good. Mine was iffy, but I was in general. It's pretty good. And just people just lost it, or like these basketball guys. They were gonna. They were in college. They're gonna go to the NCAA tournament. That ain't gonna come. That's gone.
Hopefully, this is a once in a lifetime thing. So
yeah.
Knock on wood, maybe. So, yeah.
All right, so I got to keep track of the time. Ben yells at me. I always I lose track of the time. It's 9:24. So you know what? I unless you got something else cool, I think we'll just do another song and we'll just fade you on out.
All right, cool.
It's been great talking to you and kind of. Once things get back, see, this is kind of what we were talking about before. Now that I've connected with Ryan a little bit more, and listen, it was like the chances of me, us getting together and play together have increased exponentially.
I know. As soon as we can, we'll go.
Yeah, as soon as we can. Well, it's like in some gig, I was like, "Come on, Ryan, come on by, please."
Please, I know. Please, anytime.
Yeah. All right. So let us on out, and I will talk to you soon.
Very cool. Thank you for having me.